Here's some of the mindsets that changes children into adults. Nope, I never said this will be easy, but life. First is being able to generate fun and not fun things for your motivation. Look at how he describes the process of creativity.
My sort of mantra was follow the fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm doing it wrong. Get to a point where you hate what you're doing. It's up to you to figure out.
Part of the maturing process is really about being able to find fun in things that are not fun. Kids find games fun and they can't really stop. And they lose interest easily in everything else. But an adult doesn't wait until the things are actually fun. They go and create the fun for themselves. And fun is really an important concept here because we all know that feeling of being really addicted to something that's really fun, like a video game or a fun conversation. But how do you generate fun in mundane things like building a habit or going to work? And to be honest, this adult version of fun isn't really fun per se, but it's more like a satisfaction of accomplishing something that's really meaningful. An example can be like adding in competition. Like the first person to miss a day of habits will have to pay the other person $20. It's always fun to win something. Or artificially creating a reward system for yourself so you have something to kind of look forward in the future. If you become really good at learning how to make your life into a game that you actually enjoy, then you will never feel bored. If you don't feel motivated or feel really easily distracted from your goals, that means you are still feeling bored. And everything is a chore. So change it. Create a game of life for yourself. If you're looking to become a better person for a better society, hit that subscribe button. Next is kind of remaining objective instead of labeling things as good or bad. Listen to this clip on the duality of good and bad.
There's a magic to it, and there's also something insidious about it. And when you have that duality, that's a perfect kind of thing for me to tackle because I love that. I love duality.
Can you see in this clip how he was able to analyze both the good and the bad aspects of a person objectively? You need to be able to do that for yourself so you can set actual proper goals for your self-improvement process. As a child, you can feel like you're being controlled by the good and the bad things that are happening to you. Like one small post or video can send you into a complete depressive spiral. Same with a failure that can create a major setback for you because you label this as something bad and you let it control how you feel. Yeah, that's a bad thing. But when you see a real man or real woman, they aren't overly reactive and they can see the situation very clearly. They can quickly bounce back after a fall or remain focused on their own goals because of their objectivity on themselves. The next is the reason why a lot of people ended up destroying themselves. Wow, I picked a nice word there. This is having no values and principles. Watch this clip and focus on how power can change you.
And so that's why, fame is very destructive to people who don't have a secure system, secure support system or foundation.
You might not think that this might not be that relevant for you, but if you earn money in the future, that is a form of power. If you become a top manager in the future, that is also a form of power. And if you don't have values and principles, you will let other people talk you into bending rules, breaking trust and promises, and losing the trust of people. Eventually, you'll end up losing the most important things to you in life because there's nothing guiding you in life. This is also one of the benefits to developing discipline because it helps you become more consistent in following the rules that you set for yourself. So you kind of have to answer this question very carefully. What are the principles that are guiding you in your life? Who is someone that you admire? And what are the rules that they set for themselves? This could be never be in debt, or always give more than you take, not backstabbing people. Oh, I hope we can all agree on that one. And you never want to work with someone that has no principles or values and does whatever it takes, because that is your fastest way to go to prison or become a psychopath. Also, if you want to learn more about self-respect, I have a different video on that. Last is really understanding how your mind is affected by storytelling. Listen to what the power of a story is.
Story is one of the few ways we can really not tell somebody you have to feel for somebody else, but make somebody feel because they're experiencing it through entertainment.
But the story that you want to pay attention the most to is the one that you are telling yourself. Most people rarely stop and think about it. What is the story that I'm telling myself and that I am living out? If you mess up, do you tell yourself, I always mess up, and you see yourself as someone that's hopeless? Do you see yourself as someone with no future? Or as an underdog? Or a diligent worker? The more you tell yourself these stories, the more you'll empathize with your own situation and become who you imagine yourself to become. The real man or woman has learned to control this narrative of his or her own life. But what if you felt like an imposter? Well, that's simply because your actions is not matching your story. If you tell yourself that you're a top level worker, but you play video games all day, then of course you're gonna feel like crap. Well, what a surprise. So let's say you want to become a healthy person. You would ask yourself, what would the lifestyle of this person be like? Now just have your habits match that reality and you will start to see your life change. So always be very conscious of how you're describing yourself in your story. Here's some of my other videos that you can also check out.